Let's talk about branding. So that's something that's dear to your heart, and you're so good at it. Someone on the internet called you the god of branding. And so, and you have a huge personal brand online and offline as well. What's your secret?
Well, for myself, it still amazes me, walk into Tune building and everyone wants to take a photograph, right?
Mm.
And I look like the way I look right now. She must have been 60 plus and she's just like so excited to see me, right? So I still think, because I'm still the same Tony Fernandes in the last 30 years, right? Why is that? And I suppose number one is humility. I mean, I am just the same person, right? And humility comes from communication. The riders who I've met over the last few days have said, wow, you're so humble and I'm just myself. But I suppose I don't have 17 bodyguards around me or 10 PAs following me around, right? And so I suppose my brand is built on the fact that I have been who I am and I've communicated well. Even though I don't speak Malay or Bahasa Indonesian or Thai, right? People see me for what I am. I'm popular in Thailand for the way we've handled some of the crisis in Thailand, whether it's the bowing and some of the other issues, right? In Indonesia, the way we handled, QZ 8701, 8501. And so I suppose it's just sincerity and transparency and honesty, which seems like common sense, I suppose. And then accessibility, right? It's tiring doing hundreds of interviews. It's tiring to sit there and take 250 photographs, right? But it means a lot to people, so you do it, and that makes a big difference, right? So I suppose that is it. And from a branding aspect, on AirAsia, I've always believed in simplicity, commonality of message. I mean, if you think about it, Attila, you were involved in this. Everyone refers to AirAsia as All Stars. Everyone, right? Worldwide. And that was a brand Attila and me created, right? We called it All Stars, and it hit me today that everyone is referring to All Stars. The Minister of Science and Technology said, I think soon we can give All Stars the vaccine. And it really, it hit me, right? That, wow, we've created a sub-brand, right? That no company has a brand for their employees, right? And so the commonality, the simplicity of the message, and the consistency of the message, right? It's always been All Star, All Star, All Star, All Star, right? And party, welcome All Stars. Email, hi All Stars, right? It's the Attila and team have been very consistent. I've been very good at saying, I want to name the staff. Because why did I come up with All Stars? Because we had Korean All Stars, we had Korean AirAsia staff, Thai AirAsia staff, and I said, I don't care where you come from. And you know my strong beliefs on diversity. Number one, you're an all-star. Number two, you're Thai or Korean or Malaysian or whatever, right? And so I said, you join our family, you're an all-star. So, you're a Kim or I don't even know your surname, Eman. I just know you as Attila. So you're Fernandes, right? So you're in this family. You need to have a name for the family.
Right? Like
So,
a last name.
Yeah. So branding is, people didn't realize that. When I said All-Star, I was referring to the surname, right?
Yeah.
No one got it until later, right? So when I said I wanted to create a brand, because if I said I want to create a surname, no one will understand it. But I actually wanted to create a surname. When you're in a family, you're in a surname, right? And when you're in a club, you're a Freemason. Right? You're in the Masonic Society. You're a Freemason. You're a Nazi, right? So it is that sense of belonging that I wanted to create. And so branding is, people see branding as advertising. It's not. Branding is a hell of a lot more than that. Branding starts at home first, right? If your own staff don't understand the brand, then forget it. So what is the religion in AirAsia? Low cost. What is the brand in AirAsia? We got to do it at home first. You got to understand your brand. We're red. We're low cost. We're energetic. We're innovative. We're all that. Then the rest becomes easy, right? because if your brand is there, then people automatically. So you see it, everyone all-star, and they have a vision of an all-star, right? This is what an all-star is. He's adventurous, he's innovative, he's different, right? And, people hire all-stars based on the fact that they're an all-star. I'm 100% sure about it.
Yeah.
And they refer to the fact that when I was an all-star, there's always that reference, right?
Well, I did an interview with a Filipino, and he just kept saying when he was an all-star, when I'm an all-star, this is what we did as an all-star.
Yeah.
And over the last month or so, I'm like, wow, we're pretty cool at branding, because I don't think you call them a Samsung night. Right?
Or just come up with that.
Or
I think he did.
Or I'm a Netflixer. You may say I'm an Amazonian, maybe.
I think they said Googler, but yeah, Google's probably one of the other companies that may be having that kind of culture.
But I mean, that's forced in. I don't hear anyone saying I'm a Googler.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
But I hear a lot of people saying I'm an all-star.
Yeah.
So you think of the biggest brands in the world, and you've just mentioned some of them, right? You don't say I'm a Microsofter, right? Maybe you're an Amazonian, but I haven't heard that either. But we're pretty unique.
Yeah.
And so, we're good at branding. So I didn't really answer your question, but branding is so important, and people don't put enough value. As you know, I drive you guys nuts on the communication releases. There are 10 different ways of doing it. And, it's so important to get that message across. So to go back to your very first question, branding is about communication. If you communicate your brand right, the rest is easy.